reversionierbare Räume und auf der anderen Seite eben gleichzeitig belichtete Räume. Abfall.
Waste. Every hospital produces waste, lots of it.
7.000 Tonnen
At our Harburg Hospital, we handle more than 7,000 tons of waste each year. But normal waste isn't the problem. It's the medical waste we worry about.
Probleme bereiten, das sind die medizinischen Abfälle. Bei den medizinischen Abfällen
Research proves that 36 people in Germany die every year through contact with medical waste, for instance during sorting.
die vorsortiert werden, im
There may be more.
Jahr belegt 36 Menschen in Deutschland sterben. Das ist eine Zahl, die belegt ist. Die Dunkelziffer kennen wir nicht. Hier
In our own case, we will use a new method that means medical waste no longer needs to be sorted.
eingesammelt,
It will be collected.
wird separiert.
In a second step, it will be disinfected, separated, and crushed. In this final state, it can be oiled.
Wir jetzt in unserem Krankenhaus nicht eine
The advantage is clear. The oil can be used for power generation in the hospital or for use in cars.
im Krankenhaus. Wir können also aus diesen Abfällen das Öl wieder sozusagen in die Fahrzeugmotore geben. Oder
We could even feed it back into the refining process, which makes big economic sense.
Öle, die dort entstehen, die kann man wieder in den Industriekreislauf zurückführen, denn das Schütten in den Dieseltank ist die einfachste Lösung. Ökonomisch aber nicht die beste. Der Bereich Medizintechnik, der Bereich
This slide shows you an example from GE. However, other vendors and competitors can show you similar examples with nearly the same results.
ähnliche Werte. Wir haben hier
As you can see, the new magnetic resonance tomograph uses 41% less energy.
bei der Produktion und auch entstehen weniger CO2-Ausstöße, 40 Tonnen per annum. 20%.
It is also 20% smaller and produces less CO2 a year, namely 40 tons.
Diese Diskussion,
We began discussing this with GE over a year ago.
Projekt, der Programmidee,
We told them that if they were not willing or able to produce machines that match our standards, we simply wouldn't use their products any longer.
die Abwärme von den Geräten
This is because in every hospital, intensive care units and all machines located there need to be cooled down, not because of the patients, but because of the machines that often cease to function correctly if the temperatures go any higher than 28 degrees Celsius.
Geräte, die bei 28 Grad aussteigen. Für den Patienten ist das bis 28, 30 Grad noch zu ertragen. Dann ein weiterer Bereich,
Another important issue used to be called occupational health,
Medizin,
but nowadays we prefer to call it sustainable architecture.
Sustainable Architecture. Sustainable Architecture, wir wollen
Our aim is to design a hospital that will provide a pleasant atmosphere that will not only improve working conditions, but also help patients get well faster.
positiv. Auch hier knüpfen wir an.
In fact, this is an old tradition at Asklepios. We were probably the first hospital company in Europe
Wir sind sozusagen der einzige Krankenhauskonzern,
to create its own corporate identity that stresses the hotel-like atmosphere of our clinics.
CI, sich zu schaffen mit Hotelambiente. Herr Dr. Bröllmann, unser Gesellschafter, hat
Dr. Breuermann, our owner, has been stressing the importance of this for years. When we rebuilt the Kempinski Hotel in Königstein, both of us came to a point where we said, let's quit inventing the wheel again every time we start a new project.
ja, nicht jeden Sonntag
Instead, let's take the experience we gained with the Kempinski project and create our very own CI.
Bau des Kempinskis, die fassen wir zusammen und schaffen sozusagen unsere
That was our first step towards a real sustainable architecture strategy.
Architecture. So, wie wird das Ganze?
The important question is, how do we make this concept become reality? This map shows the old parts of the hospital in Harburg laid out much like a military barracks. That is highly uneconomical.
Diese Kasernenstruktur ist natürlich völlig unwirtschaftlich. Wir wollen hier
Our idea is to concentrate the actual examination and treatment facilities in one building.
Die anderen Gebäude
That way, we don't really need the other buildings, so we can use them for whatever we want, for instance, for rehab or for outpatient care. Our final vision is to take the huge compound and use it to create what we call the Harburg Health Park.
Harburg draus. Das somatische
Our first draft of the Central Somatics building produced by the Asklepios Building Department looks like this.
Entwurf, wie Asklepios Bauabteilung entwirft. Wir entwerfen
This is not just an artist's model.
entscheidend ist,
What we are doing here is compacting, extreme compacting. Our conception of a hospital is of two separate facilities, a workshop and a hotel.
Werkstatt, der andere Teil ist das Hotel. Das heißt also, im
The one is a medical workshop where all the examinations and operations are conducted.
Werkstattbereich, da brauchen wir andere.
This calls for certain architectural solutions, for instance, high ceilings.
Das ist sozusagen immer auf der Erdgeschossebene und auf der ersten Obergeschossebene und über das ganze
The other is the hotel for the patients, which will be located on the top floors in order to provide more natural light.
bin ich automatisch auf
Ceilings can be lower here, so we can save heating costs and keep on the right side ecologically.
Im Einzelnen klicke ich einfach mal
Now let's just skip through some of these slides.
Haus natürlich über ein Sockelgeschoss.
The delivery zone will be located in the basement, along with the pharmacy.
Dann haben wir hier den
This is the ground floor. It will be reserved for emergency rooms and clinical services.
Abläufe sind
All the examinations will be conducted here, so it has to be located close to the radiology department and the labs.
der Bereich der Operation
The operating rooms and intensive care units are located on the first floor.
über die jeweiligen
Above that, you have the bedrooms.
und so könnte dann das Harburger
This is the Hamburg Harburg Hospital, as we may very well be presenting it at the Building Expo Trade Fair in 2013.
Architektur.
An example for solar architecture in Hamburg with the interdependent features I just described to you.
Darüber hinaus
In addition, Mr. Durr, our strategic consultant for the Green Hospital project, is the one in charge of providing the ideas we need to make this project become reality, not only here in Harburg, but also in new additional markets. This is a mock-up of the Sino-German Friendship Hospital in Shanghai, an example of how we believe the Asklepios Green Hospital concept could be taken forward internationally.
mit diesem Gedanken Green Hospital, Asklepios Green Hospital, vorwärts zu schreiben. Ich bedanke mich für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit.
Thank you.